is Kiya Boyd. I'm from Detroit, Michigan in the USA, and I am an ex-K-pop trainee. Here is my story.
Oh, hey, how's it going? Nice to meet you. Yeah, nice meeting you. Okay. So could you introduce yourself?
I'm Kiya Boyd. I am an ex-K-pop trainee. I come from Detroit, Michigan, and I've been living in Korea for the last 4 years on and off. And ever since I've been here, I've been doing like singing and dancing and acting, modeling, these kinds of things. But I started training only a couple of years ago.
How did you get into K-pop in the first place?
I came across EXO, and my friend recommended that I listen to more of their music and more of their videos and different things like that. Once I heard the language and how beautiful it sounded to me, I just was so impressed. And so after that, I said I need to learn what language this is. I need to learn how people talk. I need to learn how people sing. I need to know everything about Korean language.
So you're from the States.
Yes.
What were you doing back in the States?
I was pretty much everything. And I say that to say I got it started with dancing, singing, acting, more so singing and acting when I was really young. I was a child, maybe 4, when I figured out that I could sing, and actually I enjoyed singing. When I got of legal working age in America, I started working with the government. Nothing too special, the postal service. I don't know, I woke up one morning and just realized it's not something I want to do. I don't want to have a 9-to-5 job. So I just took a leap of faith and ended up coming to Korea.
So you used to be a K-pop trainee.
Yes.
How long did you do that for?
I worked with them for a year, a little over a year, and it was originally on some Craigslist posting that said, we need people to be reactors for a YouTube video. And I went in to do that, just to give myself exposure. Mm-hmm. Maybe a month later, after negotiations, these people asked, hey, can we represent you? Can you join our company? We want to train you. We want to make you somebody.
For the trainee program, do you have to pay money for it, or do they pay for everything, or how does it work?
It entirely depends on the companies. And
how was your case?
My ex-company, they actually paid for everything. And I heard that that's not usually the case. But a lot of these other companies, the trainees have to come out of pocket for everything.
If a K-pop trainee was gonna pay, how much do they typically pay?
Thousands of dollars. It's not some cheap expense. Do you want to try acting when you're an idol at some point? Well, that's going to be about $300 to maybe $400 US a month. Right. If you want to do dance classes every month, you need to pay. It could range from anything from, depending on if you do cheap classes, from $400 to over $1,000. The idol industry is the way that I feel like Korea kind of survives, because a lot of people do invest, and a lot of young kids get interested in Korean music or just K-pop in general. And so they want to be an idol because they think it's something that'll be easy and it'll keep their family set for life financially. But they don't realize how difficult it is necessarily when it comes to training and just dedicating your entire life and sacrificing so much.
To become a K-pop idol though, what's the percentage of people who really become a K-pop idol from the trainee itself?
Not very many. A lot of groups, even if they debuted, it doesn't mean that's going to give them actual BTS superstardom success. Or if they do happen to get picked and chosen for a debut line, they could be practicing forever and still never debut. So it's a risk that you're taking.
I can see a microphone in your room. Do you practice a lot at home?
Oh yes, I actually have my own kind of home studio, and I do a lot of music here. So yeah, a lot of things get done at my home. So
if you could demonstrate your singing skills, that'd be pretty awesome.
Yeah, I definitely. 어제 너무 좋은 꿈일 컸어. 지금 말해주긴 간지러웠어 말하기 이러 그리고 이런 건 말하면 안 된대. 지금 다시 그지 못하는 너무 기본조금 나누니까 꼭 그런 것 같은데. 지금 전거 아른거리는 너무 기본조금 그게 바로 너.
Very good. Let's talk about a day in life as a K-pop trainee. Could you almost start from the morning to night? Like, how does it go for a typical day?
It would be wake up in the morning and immediately, like, you know, eat some kind of breakfast before going to meet with my manager and study. And we would study Korean nonstop for like 5-6 hours. After studying for however many hours, we had to go to the gym. We had to work out. After working out, I get to use that time to practice my singing, my dancing. And if I had time, I could meet with my other trainee friends and we would go out and book dance rooms until the middle of the night if we wanted to. After that, I'd come home. My tutor, my manager, already let me know how much homework I have. I would stay up majority of the night trying to complete that. And so, yeah, I would be up until 5, 6, 7 in the morning, sleep for a couple of hours, and go right back to my schedule.
So when you're a trainee, what kind of rules were there?
Your personal life is not your personal life anymore. Everything can be monitored. They're very serious about who you talk with, who you meet with, what you do outside of your company time. You can't even like go out to bars or can't go out to clubs, this kind of thing. I wasn't allowed to have a dating life at all. It said like, it's just not going to happen. Terminated. If I was to ever like get pregnant, terminated. That's not to say that, you know, these idols don't like secretly have like some kind of girlfriends or boyfriends or these kinds of things. They pretty much do what they want in secret.
How many percent do you think they break the rules?
90%, I'll say. Well, they're humans. They like, they love, they date. A lot of people say like a slave contract. And to some degree, I do kind of agree with that.
What did you think about those rules in the first place?
I was more so kind of feeling like I was being controlled, obviously. It made me feel so alone, and I felt so isolated, and I hated it.
What about what to eat? How would they control it?
You don't eat. A lot of times I was suggested to like eat sweet potatoes, which are pretty delicious, and they're kind of like a diet food. And a lot of the girls I know, like not personally, but a lot of the trainee girls do liquid diets.
So what weight did they say you have to be?
Say if you were maybe like 5 feet and 8 inches, then maybe your weight would still probably have to be like the early 100s. Practically wasting away kind of thing.
With your skin color, do you think it was like an advantage or more like a disadvantage for you for being in the industry itself?
Both. Disadvantage because I'm not Korean, because I don't look like everyone else and I'm going to be judged on a different level, on a different scale than Korean idols. And an advantage because I stand out and it's enough to catch people's attention and make people watch, and it makes people curious. My company, I wouldn't say that they really had a problem with my skin color, but there were a lot of backhanded comments, like compliments, I should say, like, oh, you're the prettiest black, because blacks aren't typically pretty. And other comments that were like, oh, you're different because you're like skinny. And you know, black people aren't usually skinny, they're fat. So good for you being different black girl. Like, okay.
Do you think they really mean it, or do you think it just comes from ignorance, or why do you think they say that?
I think it does come from ignorance, and a lot of people just aren't educated on like my ethnicity and like different ethnicities outside of like the Korean race, the Korean ethnicity.
Did you get any pressure to kind of change your appearance?
Yes. And I would say I didn't really like what I was hearing, because before I came to Korea, I never thought that there was anything wrong with me. I didn't think that there was anything about my appearance that I needed to change until someone from my company told me that my head shape was weird.
Head shape?
Yes, like that there was something wrong with my head.
Looks pretty normal to me.
Well, they suggested that I could have gotten surgery to fix my head shape.
What? How do you fix a head shape in the first place?
I'm not sure.
You mean like the whole, like the head? Like
Yeah, my actual head. to be honest, we're in Korea where plastic surgery it goes to like so many different, like, like it knows no boundaries. Oh, and as far as like my nose, because it's flat, to some Korean people, because a lot of Korean people.
I don't think it looks flat at all.
I've been told that it's not like the ideal kind of nose. So it was suggested to me.
What's the ideal nose?
Apparently the high nose, like having a higher nose with like this bone like being straight.
Did you decide to take any of their advice, or like you just like dropped it? It's like, hey, I don't want to do this.
Well, surgically speaking, no, because I've never had any surgical procedures. I've never ever had surgery. But as far as like my nose and like my head and things like that, I was really thinking about it because I felt really insecure and it made me feel like I was ugly.
How long was your contract for, and what was the end goal? Was it to become a solo singer? Was it like a K-pop group, or what was it?
So my contract was for 5 years. I was supposed to be like debuted and everything in 6 months. It wasn't just like I'm just going to be a singer kind of thing immediately, but like let me model for brands, let me do acting, let me do TV things and singing as well. So mine was like all rounded, but my main focus was singing.
Okay, so your contract was 5 years, but what's happened right now?
Well, me and the company itself, we came to a mutual agreement where we decided to just kind of separate from each other. And it had a lot to do with a lot of different factors that played into that, but the ending result, I wasn't happy and I wasn't getting what I wanted from them. I wanted to follow my heart and just debut. But I didn't think that that would happen because of so many disagreements and so many things that had happened between me and my company in general.
What do you think about the freedom now?
Oh my gosh. It feels like a breath of fresh air. I feel really relieved because I'm not working with that company anymore.
So what is your ultimate goal?
I want to inspire people. And I don't mean to inspire them to just come to Korea and like be a trainee, no. But I want to inspire a lot of people who have been asking me about the trainee life and wanting to do something in the entertainment business in Korea. Like, don't let the things that I'm saying like discourage you, because even though there's like some good things or some bad things there, it's not to say that it's not going to be worth it in the end, especially if this is something that you want. And for me, I feel like since this wasn't my original like plan when I first came to Korea, I feel a lot more relieved because I had to, I got to experience that, and I had to in order to realize what more I wanted to do while being in Korea and the Korean entertainment industry. And I think that I would love to help more people and just let everyone know like this might seem like it's just impossible, but it's not. It's definitely not impossible.
Well, I wish you good success, for your future.
Thank you.